Welcome back, Autobots. I hope you're all doing well. And tonight's video is going to be a special one because I recently got a Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Armada Megatron. Now, Transformers Armada was a show I didn't watch growing up, but later on in my life, around my teen years, my aunt got me a couple CDs or DVDs of the TV show. And I watched it and I adored it. I loved the characters, I loved the music, the whole slice of life feeling when it came to the human characters, and the scenes with the Transformers, especially Starscream. But I never had any of the toys. Well, I did have one, and it was a sort of red version, like I think the Powerlink version of Red Alert. But now I actually have a new Armada Megatron, so let's get stuck in with the vehicle mode. As you can see, Megatron is a very big, mean looking green tank with some nice purple highlights on the turret as well as the Decepticon insignia. The stand is painted, or the barrel of the gun is painted orange, while the rest of it is just like black plastic. And this part here can actually separate, but that's more for the robot mode's Evil Fusion gimmick. Come on to the back. The treads are not, in fact, rubber. They have wheels, so they roll instead of dragging like treads. And this horn seems to be coming loose again, but we'll deal with that later. Come around to the back. You can see his feet there. Some nice exhaust or grill detail on it. You can kind of see his thighs in the back. But this vehicle mode is super accurate to the source material. I think it looks pretty much bang on perfect. My only complaint is that there are no mini-cons, and there's no mini-con ports. Look at this. All of these would have been like mini-con ports on the original figure, which I still have. I got it a few years ago as like I don't know, just a wee gift. But in regards to the tank mode, I think it looks fantastic. Definitely feels heavy too. And there's good quality plastic. But let's get stuck into the transformation. Goodness sake, I'm not on the ball tonight. But first, what you're going to want to do is just take these panels here and lift them up. And you want to come over to this part of the leg and just split and bring it down. Close that panel over. Do the same thing on the other side. I've just moved my new stand up a bit. It's a little bit hard to film this new one, but what we're going to do is just take these panels here and lift them up on both sides. Come around to the chest, and these black sections here are just going to want to push down until they rest in place here. Take this chest piece, fold it down, flip in this little part, and close it back up to form the robot mode chest. As for the horns, I'm just going to straighten that out there. Now you're going to want to bring these shoulders down into place, like so. Turn this tank turret around for the time being. Now what you're going to do is just pull this waist assembly, like grab it firmly and just there we go. Then rotate it around so it shows the front of the legs and close it back up. And you're going to take these toes and just flip them out. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. Those toes can be a little bit problematic, but once you get them all ready, well, you're well on your way, and that's half the battle. Next, what you're going to want to do is come around to these portions of the front treads of the tank, open them up, and get your nail in there and just pluck out the arm and bring it down. Close it back up, flip down the Decepticon panel, flip out the fist. Come over to the other side, repeat the same process, same as the first. But I remember the original Armada Megatron had a really cool feature where literally had a knife, like a dagger, on this arm. Now, the hand is molded, so you would think it would have space for a dagger, but this figure doesn't come with those accessories, so well. Alright, I'll just get them all stood up. And there you have Armada Megatron in his robot mode. And I love it. I love how this design looks on its own. It is a super different take on Megatron, but it has such intimidating presence with those massive shoulders, the big scorpion pincer crab thing, the meatiness of the tank, and especially the color palette. I love the color choices: orange, green, purple, silver. I think it looks really good. But let's talk about the detail of the robot mode. You can see a lot of the tank detail does carry over. The shoulder pads here, we got the wheels sticking out. You have the Decepticon symbol there on his shoulder epaulets. The tank turret can actually separate and plug in to a fist. Cyphertoxic if you take that out, fold it in, and then just unplug the turret. And then just, I can just plug it in. There we go. You can give him a sort of blaster hand. I don't know if they ever used that in the show, but if they did, well, I wouldn't be surprised. Armada had a lot of really cool gimmicks, namely the mini-cons. Again, I'm just so bummed out that the mini-cons aren't included with these Armada figures, but hey, with the figure we got in general, it's still really good, so, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. But this character has a special gimmick with the tank turret, because if you take it and sort of flip it down on this hinge, you can then rotate the midsection around and just give that sort of room to clear. There we go. And then if you just bring this turret forward, pop that piece off, and just pop it back on for you. There you go, Megatron. Now if you bring it forward, well, the T-pose wasn't intentional, but I don't know, maybe it makes him even more powerful. So you just bring this forward and you can give him a protective armor tank front, which I feel like, yeah, it makes sense because he probably would have done that at one point in the show. I haven't watched all the episodes, so I can't make a certain statement, but for a gimmick itself, like, this figure just makes me reminisce to those old days where Transformers always had like a dozen different play features. And this guy's definitely no slouch in terms of his fun factor. He feels great, like none of the parts are loose. And speaking of loose parts, let's talk about posability. Now, the legs, well, first we'll have to just move everything out of the way. Let me just move my stand a wee bit, because he's a little bit close to it, especially with that tank turret getting in the road. So just bring that back, same as before, to bring all this forward, and then just close it back up. Yeah, just close it back up and get it all tucked in, neat and tidy. So arms wise, the shoulders are fixed and they cannot move back or forward, but the arms have a little joint here which allows them to move up this far, out this far, and the wrist, unfortunately the wrist cannot rotate due to transformation. Oh wait, actually I tell a lie, the wrist can rotate the full 360. I didn't even know that till I just checked that there. Same thing on the other side. As for the legs here can move out pretty much to create a perfect split, and they can move up far on these soft ratchet joints, and they can move in. Oh, listen to that, that's a lovely sound. Tell you, that's the hallmark of a good figure, when the posability sound just, oh, it's just right, just perfect. Not too loose, but not too tight either. So let's talk about his reverse transformation. Let's get back into it. So first what I like to do is just come to these parts, flip them open this part, side of the tread, fold in the fist, flip back in, close that up, and then bring it up on that hinge and leave that there for the time being. Second verse, well guess what? It's just like the first. So just open that, fold that in, close it up, and then just bring it up. Don't forget, you have to bring these parts out so they can tap together and close up. Now, fold over the Decepticon. Oh, wait, actually I forgot a step. How could I? I apologise if my commentary is all lackluster tonight. It's extremely late and I think my medication's really kicking in. Right now, oh, I tell you, I can go for just a nice warm bed, a nice cozy night's sleep. But I will soldier on because I want to get at least one video out tonight for you guys and then film the core class seeker video tomorrow. I'm probably going to be doing a different setup as well because right now I am actually slightly, the angle is not the best, but that's because I'm sitting on my couch to give my legs a sort of rest because they tend to get very uncomfortable whenever I'm resting on the floor, but I feel like it might be better for the angle, so we'll wait and see. So just push that back in. Bring open this panel here, and then just collapse this assembly up, and we'll peg in here. If you just bring that up, there we go. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright, straight up the top. And there you go, Megatron back in his tank mode. Just move that little tripod right over here. Perfect. So, I hope you enjoyed this little video of the Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Leader Megatron. He's not clicked in right. There we go. I wonder, how's it sound if I roll it gently? He doesn't roll all that well on the wooden desk, but I think this figure is terrific. With all being said and done, if you are not only a fan of Armada, but Transformers, I think you owe it to yourself to pick up this Megatron. It's a very unique design for the character, but one that I think is so iconic because of how different it is. And in my personal opinion, I think this is pretty much a perfect update of that original toy. I just wish I had mini-cons, because, you know, mini-cons were like the heart and soul of the Armada show. And Megatron not having mini-cons like Leader 1, his partner, man, it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But overall, the figure's terrific, so I can't bellyache too much. Be a different story if the figure was bad. I don't have so much nice things to say about it. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, I'm sorry if the commentary is a little bit slapdash or shoddy. It's quite late for me right now, but I will make a new video tomorrow and I'll be all freshened up and ready to kick at it and just make more videos for you guys, because I adore making these videos and I won't stop. I'll keep going and going and going for as long as I can, because I enjoy making them and you enjoy listening to them. So that being said, this is a Robot ASMR signing off for the night. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.